always there to help.
What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. Tommy Fury, brother of WBC heavyweight champion Tyson Fury, has pulled out of the December 18th Jake Paul fight due to a bacterial infection and broken rib. And his replacement opponent is Tyron Woodley, which is a fight I wanted to see all along, man. I'm really pumped for this rematch, man. The first fight was a good fight. When you're looking at two novices as far as boxing goes, getting into the ring, man, it was a very entertaining fight. And the pre-fight build-up was on a whole nother level. You're talking about two of the biggest and best trash talkers in boxing, Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley. Hopefully they do another face-off, man. That face-off they did was great, man. Was great. Great, very entertaining. So, man, what's up with these Furies, though, man? This must be something in the family gene, man. They always pulling out of fights. Always pulling out of big fights. Even Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury. Remember, he pulled out of the third fight with Wilder. You know, fight got postponed. It got pushed back. He didn't pull out of the fight, but it got postponed because he had contracted coronavirus. He pulled out of the Vladimir Klitschko rematch. He's pulled out of several fights, man. Then you remember that time when David Haye pulled out of the fight with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury called him a pussy. You know, it was all in his feelings. You know, it was all taken aback. And I'm like, you got the unmitigated gall to call out somebody else for pulling out a fight, and that's been your track record in your whole professional career, man. You've been known to pull out a fight. You're going to get mad at David Haye. Crazy, man. I hope you know, his dad did all that shit talking, John Fury. Talked a whole lot of noise in the press conference, and here they go. They pull out of the fight. Jake Paul just did a video here recently basically saying that the injury is a fugase injury. He don't believe it. He believed the shit talking and pressure of the fight got to him, and he pulled out of the fight. He said he got a broken rib, so if he got a broken rib, he might have got hurt in sparring. That might be the case, man. He said he got a chest contusion, basically. You know what I'm saying? He got problems with the chest. I don't mean chest contusion, but he got a bacterial chest infection, man. First time you ever heard of a bacterial chest infection. I've heard of a chest contusion and stuff like that, man, but you gotta give him credit for coming up with something that you be like, well, shit, could they make that up? Bacterial chest infection? Could that be something that if you was lying, you would come up with that? But these guys are real innovative nowadays, man. He said, we're gonna come up with something that no other fighter had, man, so they won't question it. I mean, he must have a bacterial chest infection. What other fighter have you known to be pulled out a fight with a bacterial chest infection? But Jake Paul ain't having none of that. He basically said he's fought with several injuries. He's pushed forward with fights. He don't believe in pulling out of fights, man. You just got to suck it up and pull out of fights, man. And I've said this in many videos, that most fights, both fighters are coming in injured with some kind of injury they sustain in training. That's just the way it goes in the sport of boxing, man. Those guys are warriors. They're warriors. So they get hurt. They get injured. And I'm not saying that, guys that have pulled out of fights, they had legitimate injuries, but, you got these guys like Dillian White. He pulled out a fight, man, and I believe that was a fugazi shoulder injury. And I kind of question this injury too, man, because, like I said, you got bacterial chest. You got a bad chest, basically. You got a bacterial chest infection. Okay, you can't get no antibiotics and clear all that up. You should be so far along in the training camp where a week here shouldn't really hurt you too bad, in my opinion. I don't think that should really hurt you that bad. As far as, the fight is December 18th, basically 2 weeks away. And you might miss a few days of training, but you should be so far down the line in your training that you should be in tip-top shape either. You should be winding down your training camp anyway at this particular time. So it is what it is, man. It was a fight that, I was starting to warm up too, but when they first announced it, I was like, I saw how Tommy Fury looked in the undercard of the Jake Paul-Tyron Woodley fight, and he did not look impressive at all. He fought basically a guy 2 weight classes below him, and he couldn't even stop him. He said he did that in part to get the Jake Paul fight to look bad on purpose, which I thought was a bunch of BS. But it is what it is. He's out of the fight, and now we get Tyron Woodley as a replacement. And I'm much looking forward to that matchup taking place on Showtime pay-per-view. Hopefully they do another face-off, man, because like I said, these two guys do a lot of great trash talking. Let me know your thoughts about the fight that's going to take place, man, the rematch between Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley. It's going to go down in Tampa, Florida, a.k.a. the Sunshine State. It's going to go down on Showtime on pay-per-view. Let me know your thoughts and subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend, and I holla.